Welcome to my healing world. My name is Monica. I live in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and I am doing a fire offering for my mother. It was her death day, and we burn money and clothes for our family during these days. I bought her a nice dress for her death day. I'm going to put it in here. And since it is the time to pay respects to our family at the cemetery in April and May of every year, I also brought a change of clothes for my father. So I hope he likes it. And I'll put that in at the same time because I didn't want to do it in two different locations. I thought I'd just do it all here. I brought an offering of my carnivore diet to celebrate today with a little bit of water. So a little scattering of the water on the ground. And you drink deep, my family. And the reason why I do this is because my mother taught me this all my life. I was born and I was the dutiful daughter. And so I make an outing of it. You know, I got my camp chair, I clean the grave, and I make an offering because it's a tradition that my mother taught me, and I hope to pass it on to my son, and I hope I can share it with all of you because I feel spiritual. I have been since I was a kid. And for me, it's in my blood, right? It wasn't taught to me more than I absorbed it out as I grew up. My mother did it for her relatives and ancestors, and I do it for my mother and my father. I'm actually going to go and visit my sister-in-law because she was such an inspiration to me. The reason I'm carnivore is because 25 years ago, when my son was born, my sister-in-law, Marion, was passing on. She had diabetes and she had gangrene and she had to have her legs amputated, and after that she went downhill and she was gone. And so she is the inspiration for my constant focus on reducing the sugar in my diet, learning what it takes to lower my blood pressure, reducing all the sugars and carbs in my diet so that I can live long and happy. And seriously, it's taken me 60 years to figure it out because I've been addicted to sugar my whole life. I was born drinking formula because my mother had to go back to work. And then I was raised on rice porridge and sugar, bread and sugar and butter. And I drank coffee since I was 3 years old. I was raised by a 70-year-old man, so I ate and drank whatever he had. And he was just a typical man, an Asian man. He was an amazing cook. You know, I think I get my palate from my father because my father was so good with food. I mean, everything he made was succulent, and I really understand that part of my palate. I also understand my sugar addiction. I mean, I was raised on pop from a grocery store and candy. So For me, it's just been a life of learning about food, first from my family, then my peers, and then from a vegetarian macrobiotic. Finally I had to go back to SAD diet, and then now I'm understanding how wonderful it feels to be a carnivore. I feel that it's appropriate for me to say here in a cemetery that I could have gone to my death without understanding how it is to eat just meat for 10 days. Just meat, nothing else. Meat and water, butter. It's taken me 14 months to eliminate my addiction to carbs. And the addiction was trained into me by society, by the manufacturers, by the restaurants. I mean, you can't even see a movie without somebody, with a glass of whiskey in their hands, drinking a beer and taking a drag of cigarettes. I mean, like, we have been shown how to be for so long that we haven't been wild enough to investigate just eating meat like our primal diet probably 3 or 4 generations ago. You just ate what you hunted, and if you couldn't grow food, you ate what you hunted, and that kept us going, and that's what developed our brains. I think our brains are turning into mush. I know that my sister-in-law's feet turned into mush. And the feet and the brain are so well connected. If you can't get your blood circulation moving in your feet, you're not going to get it up to your brain, and that's why you get the brain fog. And that's my opinion, because you know what? How many degrees do you want me to get before someone will listen to just the common sense logic of how to feed a human body? So thank you very much for hanging out with me as I sit and I celebrate my mother's death. She was 86 years old. And she took care of me every single day of her life. I always had an open door to her home. She always fed me. And she fed me big vats of bone soup with dates and herbs and whatever, she could throw in. And she didn't go to school for this. She was a farmer's daughter. She lived on a farm in China, and she took care of her mother-in-law when she was 14. Mother-in-law with bandages on her foot because her foot would get so infected from all the cuts that were made to make them 3 inches long, right? Her feet were 3 inches long because that was the custom. You cut the woman's feet so that she could not run away. You paid a good price for her, so you made sure that she couldn't get away. Isn't that amazing, the traditions we have to keep women down? And that is real, real, real. Have a great day wherever you are. I love you all so much. Bye.